broker and owner of SSD Realty Group, and happy for you to be here learning about home ownership, how the process works, and enjoying the journey along the way. So we are super excited to be here. We've got our team, some of our team is here. I've got Realtor Melnika Hale here, Administrative Assistant Ms. Valerie in the back. And we also have a special guest today. He is pretty much, I think, the one and only. Is that right, Mr. Pierce?
What's the name?
One and only?
No, there are three of us.
Three of us, okay. So one of three master home inspectors in the state of Arkansas. So I love for him to be here because he's able to tell us what to look for, what you should look out for, do's and don'ts, and what some things may be major and some things may be minor. So thank you, Mr. Chris Perry, for being here. And again, we are here at Fellowship Christian Church, and this is my church, and so I'm super excited that I get to present at my own church and help my people become homeowners. I tell this story all the time that my mom actually, I just told them sometimes 6 o'clock is hard. Like it's hard to get here at 6 with traffic. So let's see here. Okay, I'm sharing the live stream. Okay, so we are happy to be here, and like I said, talk to the church body about home ownership. It's important. We are building generational wealth, and we're also leaving inheritances for our children, and our grandchildren. I tell the story all the time that my mom actually purchased her first home. I was an adult. I was already out of school, already out of the house, and so going on that journey was amazing, you know, because there were just things that we just didn't learn growing up. When you think about growing up, kids stayed in the kids' place in our day. So, you know, you didn't know if your parents or grandparents were owners or renters. Like, it just wasn't talked about around children. And so nowadays, home ownership is major. It's important. And so we're sounding loud. We're telling the world, you know, hey, you too can buy a house. There was a stigma that only certain tier of people could purchase homes, and you automatically thought that you wasn't included. And so now we're finding out that, yeah, you can purchase a home. You can qualify, and if you're not there, we can work on getting you there. A lot of times that home may not be your dream home, that first home, but statistically, people only keep their home the first 5 or 7 years. And so after that, now you're looking for your dream home. And now this first home can be either an investment property, or you can sell it going towards your new home. And so I like to tell people to just think outside the box and imagine that this is now your time, that Thanksgiving is now at your house. Christmas is now at your house. You're not going to auntie them house, they coming to your house. And so it's a huge deal, and it means something to have your kids to be able to play in the backyard, and their friends come over to your house, and they're playing, you know, at your house and in their room and their game room and that sort of thing. And so that's what my purpose is. My purpose is to spread knowledge, inform people, that yes, you can purchase a home. And the other story I tell is that this is so ironic, and when I told Pastor Kelly this, he was like, oh my God. So my mom's first house that she purchased, she attended a home buyer's workshop at our home church at Second Baptist Church. So that was 20-something years ago. And so she purchased her first home. And so now here I am teaching a home buyer's class, and all of y'all will be homeowners. Okay, so we're super excited about that, and so I just want to give you enough information to take home with, to get your mind thoughts together on what's my next step, because you already made the very first step by being here today. By being here today, you set it out that, you know what, this is my time. However long it takes. If you're not there today, we work with lenders that will actually give you a plan, and they will let you know, hey, where you are today, we can get you where you need to be in 30 days, 60 days. Some people may take 6 months to a year, and that's okay. But at least it gives you a plan of action, and that's what you want. You don't, because you can say, oh, I want a house, but if you never take the first step, that it's just out there as a dream. So you've made the first step today, so congratulations on that. So we're going to talk about finding a home. There's a buyer's roadmap, and the first thing would be to meet with a real estate professional. Someone like me, what I do is I'm going to sit down and go over new buyer questions with you. I'm going to have a consultation with you to talk about what are some of your wants, what are some of your needs. Are you interested in only a one-story home? Or are you okay with a two-story home? Are you okay with a fixer-upper? Or do you want to move in ready? That's my job, to find out exactly what are your needs and what are your wants. And during this conversation, I'm also talking to you about where you are financially. Are you employed? Have you filed your taxes? Do you have verifiable employment? And if you are self-employed or working a part-time job, have you filed that on your taxes? Do you have a readily available access if you needed additional funds? So some of those questions I would be asking you. And then if you don't already have a lender that you work with, then I have lenders that I partner with that I can connect you with, that will hold your hand to the finish line. I'm big on communication. So the lenders that I work with, they got to be big on communication also. So I want them to have a great relationship with you. I want them to be able to talk to you because there are some things that you guys will discuss that I am not privy to. That is a confidential conversation, and so I need you to have a good relationship with that lender so that you feel the need if you need to ask any additional questions, if you need to pick up the phone and just say, hey, I forgot to tell you this. I want you to have those relationships. So that step with the lender is going to work on getting you pre-approved. So when we talk about the pre-approval process, that lender is going to go over your credit report. They're going to go over your credit score, your debt-to-income ratio. Does anyone know what that is, the debt-to-income ratio?
I'm actually an agent.
Okay, so what's going out and what's coming in. And so we're talking about that. And so they're looking at those things, and they're going to determine how much you're pre-approved for. And that amount lets us know when we can go house shopping. So, we're going house shopping and we're looking at the perfect home for you. Sometimes you may get tired of looking, but the house that you want is out there. I never want my buyers to settle on a house just because they're tired of looking. I have shown as many as 30 homes to someone till they found the house that they wanted. Not that I want to do that, but I will do that because I want you to be comfortable. I want you to absolutely love your house and already be thinking about Thanksgiving at your house. So when we are searching for homes, and then our next step is that we're going to submit an offer. So when you find this home that you want, there's a list price for this home. And so in this list price, you're going to determine if you feel like this house is worth this amount. If there's something you feel like we need to negotiate on, whether it needs updates, whether you see that this carpet looks horrible, or you think it needs painting all over. Whatever it is, we will discuss what would be the best offer for this property. And once we get that offer, we're going to submit it and cross our fingers and say, come on, Jesus, do your thing. And then they have accepted your contract. And so once they've accepted your contract, you are officially under contract. And so at this point, we are on the countdown to you getting your new keys. So, hey, it is a glorious day when you go under contract. You're considered in escrow. And so in escrow means that now the actual process is working. So you have the title company who is working behind the scenes. They are working to make sure that there's no liens on this property. They're making sure that the person that is selling this home actually owns this home, and that there are no liens on it. They're also making sure that you have no liens and you have no judgments and that sort of thing. And so that's happening in the background. And so then I think this is where final details. I'm gonna have Mr. Perry come up, and he's gonna tell you, because once we go under contract, you have the first 10 days to do this inspection. And it's not a requirement. A home inspection is not a requirement, but I do highly, highly, highly recommend it, simply because there are things that will be there that are not seen to the eye. And so Mr. Perry will come and give us a rundown on what he does. Thank you, thank you.
Hello again. Once again, I am Chris Perry. I'm with I Inspect Home Inspection Services. And like Shannon was saying, after you've made the offer on the home, they accepted your offer, you have 10 business days to contact an inspector and have the inspector come out and do an inspection on the property, find any deficiencies on the property. I had a couple little bullet points here that I wanted to go over with everyone. So there's certain things. One of the number one things that I get from everyone is, how much does it cost? That's what everyone wants to know first and foremost. What's the cost? Well, each inspector bases we pretty much use our own methods of giving a cost and estimate on what we would do the inspection for. Me personally, because I travel the entire state of Arkansas, I want to know the location, the square footage of the home, the year that home was built, and what type of foundation it has before I base the price. An average home inspection in the state of Arkansas will run you anywhere from about $300 to $500. And all of these things do play a part in, like I said, the age of the property, the location, of course, because you have to travel to certain places. Like I'll be going to Helena tomorrow. I'll be headed to Helena tomorrow. So of course, it's going to be a little bit more for me to travel that distance and stuff. And like I said, one of the other things that we're, what all are we inspecting for? Because when I give certain people prices and I tell them, hey, this one's going to be $500. Well, it's a small house. Okay, well, it's a small house, but it was built in 1909. Okay. There's a big difference between a home that was built in 1909 and the oldest house I've ever done actually was 1884. And so there's a big difference between that house and a home that was built in 2024. So when we're giving these quotes and everything to everyone, do understand that there is a difference between a 1,000 square foot home that was built in 1909 and a 1,000 square foot home that was built in 2024. It's a lot more to do with it. But the components and things that we're actually looking for, first of all, a home inspection is a visual inspection. We're not coming into a home and we're going to like rip open walls to see what's going on behind the walls and the ceiling, the floors, things like that. It is a visual inspection. And we're looking and we're checking out the structure of the home, of course, the foundation, wall structure, roof structure, the attic insulation. We're checking plumbing, the plumbing system, electrical system, heating, air conditioning system, and fireplaces, wood burning stoves, things like that. And what I tell everyone when they pretty much contact me and they ask that question, what are you inspecting? The easiest thing for me to say is, hey, did you go visit the home with the realtor? Yes, I did. Everything that your eyes saw. That's what I tell everybody. Everything that your eyes saw, that's what I'm inspecting, plus things that your eyes did not see. Of course, most people are not going into the attic when they're going to look at their home for purchasing it, and definitely they're not crawling up under the house. And so that we will be crawling up under the house if you have a crawl space, things like that. And like Shannon had mentioned and stuff, it is not a requirement to have a home inspection. And why would you want to have a home inspection? Well, this is what I tell everyone. No, it's not required to have a home inspection. But we see these commercials all the time about Carfax. Get the Carfax, get the Carfax. Well, getting Carfaxes on a used $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, maybe a $40,000 used car. That's what we're getting the Carfax on. Well, as a home inspector, that's what I'm doing. I'm giving you the house facts on $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 home and up. So why would you not get the facts on a $100,000 and up purchase versus a $40,000 and under purchase? And so you want to know what's going on with that house. And just give an example, there are things as what we're looking for. So I'll use my own personal home for instance. When I did my inspection on my home, been in there 6 years next month. Last month I've been 6 years. And when I did my own inspection, of course, I wrote up 34 deficiencies there at my own particular home. I found a lot of things. I tell everyone, especially pre-existing homes, someone's lived there, wear and tear, you're going to find things and stuff. And as a home inspector, and I hate to point this out and stuff, but as a home inspector, our eyes are always roaming and looking as I was sitting there. I didn't see that. Okay. And what I tell everyone and stuff is, when you go to visit the home and everything, yes, you're going to see that stain that was there on the ceiling and the stain that was in the light fixture. And you, of course, me as an inspector, you want me to check that out. Well, just sitting there, I can tell you that has been taken care of. There's no leak there anymore. So it's all cosmetic at this point. So because I have a trained eye, I already know that it has been taken care of. That hadn't leaked in a while. They just need to pretty it up, in other words and stuff. So things like that and stuff, like I was saying about my own particular home. I wrote up 34 deficiencies there at my own home. A lot of these things I consider wear and tear, someone lived there type of things. I was looking for an outlet. Like we have an outlet over here. That'd be one, if it did not have a cover on it, that's one of the things that I would write up. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, that ain't much of nothing and everything. I don't minimize anything, okay? I see it, I write it up, and I have a post-inspection conversation with you about why did I write up certain things. Now, what I tell everyone is that, yes, you can change that outlet cover out. You can put one on yourself. It's only one screw to put that cover plate in. You can go to Dollar Tree and you can get 2 of those for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, and you can do that yourself. Well, in my inspection report, and this is, when I say mine, I'm speaking for all the inspectors across the state of Arkansas. We're writing that up and stuff because we don't minimize it just because what we call is a 10-cent fix. Well, that 10-cent fix right there could lead to you planning a funeral for a toddler.
That's right.
That's how we look at it. We don't look at it, hey, just blow it off and say, oh yeah, they can fix that themselves. That is nothing. Well, that was one of my 34 things that I wrote up on my home. And so when I'm having that post-inspection conversation with you all, what I'm telling you and stuff is, yes, this is the reason why I wrote that up. This is what's going on with it. And this is the other part of it. I'm recommending that you get a licensed electrician to come and put that cover plate on. Why? Because you're dealing with electricity. If your screwdriver slips and hit one of those live wires in there, so now she's suing me and stuff because her husband passed away because I told her. So I'm recommending a licensed electrician to do it, but I will tell you that yes, a handyman can take care of things like that and stuff. Tell me one more time.
Oh, you can.
So you know I can talk. Okay, and like I said, I've already discussed about when you're going to call out a home inspector. And one of the questions I get also is at the end of the inspection also, did it pass? Did it pass? Did it pass? There is no pass or fail, okay? The home inspection is the condition of the property at the date and the time of the inspection. So therefore, there is no pass, there is no fail. These are conditions that you have here on your home. Oh, and I'm gonna jump right back to what I was talking about with my own personal home. Out of all the 34 things, and I said I only asked the seller to repair one thing on my home, out of all 34. And, okay, thank you.
Who pays for it? I mean, when you find those.
And you negotiate.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, thank you, I'm gonna use my own, I'm gonna get through all that with my own personal situation when I purchased my home. Well, of course, like I said, I had 34 deficiencies. Okay, well, the seller of my property also, he had already reduced the price of the house $10,000 when I got there. Okay, well, I didn't want a house on a hill. This house was on a hill.
Right.
I love the house, but the house was on a hill. It was a 2-story home. I wanted one level. That was strike 2. Okay. I love the house. The floor plan, everything about it. It was the hill and the 2 stories. It did not want anymore. I did not want those 2 things. So I negotiated with him. Well, before I made the offer, I told my realtor that, hey, ask him if he'll reduce the house another $10,000. I'll make an offer. He did. He reduced it another $10,000. Okay. So now, okay, I put in the offer. He accepts the offer. Do my inspection, and like I said, I found all of these deficiencies, but I had one major thing. And now he's already reduced it $10,000 prior to me. I asked him another $10,000. He's $20,000 below what he first originally listed for. So I'm already walking here with $20,000 below, and I'm like, okay, well, I have to ask for these other things. So I asked my realtor this one thing, and it's the one thing that I tell everyone that scares people to death about a house. I had cracks in my foundation.
Oh my.
And I'm glad you said that stuff, because me growing up, and a lot of you all have heard stuff, if you don't have a solid foundation, you don't have anything. Well, that was fine. I was born in 1966. I don't mind saying that. That was fine back in 1966. In 2024, everything on a house can be repaired or replaced. So I asked my realtor, hey, ask him to fix this one thing. The rest of it, I got a 30-year mortgage coming. I can fix the rest of these things myself. He fixed the foundation, get it taken care of, but he had to use one of these 2 companies that I referred to him because I knew they would give me a lifetime warranty. That was the deal with the cracks. They can repair the cracks. These 2 particular companies, they offer lifetime warranties. And if I ever sell my home, that warranty will pass on to the next person who purchases my home. So therefore, it's like I don't even have any cracks in my home. So things like that. So it's about negotiating, but do understand when you're negotiating with your realtor also and stuff, the things that you're actually, oh, I forgot the other part. And they pay the closing costs. So me going and asking for all of these deficiencies, and that's the thing, is that it's what the seller of the property also plays into it, where they're offering this, they're offering that also, and I'm looking at the tens of thousands of dollars that I'm actually saving. So for me, I can take care of some of these other things. Plus, one thing that also, I'm glad when people ask questions because it gets my mind rolling. The other thing that I had also, he was offering me a home warranty. Okay, I did have some electrical issues. My home warranty, $75 took care of all my electrical issues. I had 2 plumbing leaks at my home. $75 with the home warranty took care of my 2 plumbing leaks. So when I looked at what he was offering, like I said, with the home warranty plus the deficiencies that I had, the warranty's going to take care of some of these items. The rest of them I take care of myself. You get that foundation fixed, that's all I really was concerned about. So things like that. Appreciate that question. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to jump back here again. And like I said, why do you need a home inspection? Because it is the largest purchase that you will ever make. When you're talking about $100,000 and up, depending on the home that you're purchasing, we're talking about a very large purchase. And like I said, going back to the Carfax thing, you will ask for, you want to know the history, what's wrong, what's been broken on this used car and stuff. Same thing with the house, same as well. Should you get a inspection on new construction? I'm glad that we're in church right now, so because I love using this when people ask me, well, it's a brand new house, should I get it inspected?
Yes.
Man built it, okay? From what I understand, all of my teachings, thank you, Pastor Kelly, all of my teachings, there's only been one perfect individual to walk this earth. So therefore, man cannot make anything perfect, okay? He can't do it. And yes, I will say this, I have done a lot of new construction homes, quite a few. And yes, I do find problems with brand new constructed homes. We don't hear about the recalls on the house. but we hear about recalls on cars and toys and things like that, food. Thank you. We hear about recalls on all of those, but we don't hear about recalls on homes. Man built these things, so yes, it's not perfect either. Now, I will say the most perfect house that I ever found, I found 2 screws missing out of the hinge on the front door. The rest of the house was fine. I'm going to find it. I tell people, I'm just one of these people and stuff. I refuse to leave that house that day until I found something wrong with it and stuff. And that's what it was. I didn't write it up, though. I actually put the screws in myself. But that is it. Any questions or anything that you guys have?
Great comments, but one of my second home, VA homes, the VA requires you, it's mandatory that you have an inspector.
Yes.
And it really comforted me because he found out the air conditioning units in the big house, almost 3,000 square foot, so they had 2 AC units, and they were both, he felt like they were out of date, so they had to replace them.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have thought that.
Thank you. And I do a lot of veterans. I'm a veteran also, so I get a lot of those also and stuff. And yes, the VA is really, they're sticklers about everything. I mean, they cross every T, dot every I and stuff when it comes to it. And I'm actually I do VA inspections. I do all types of inspections. And what I tell everyone is all the different organizations, companies that I do an inspection for, so that I don't have to remember, is it a VA loan? Is it a FHA loan? Is it a conventional loan? Is it a bank? You know, I do bank inspections, insurance inspections. I incorporate all of them into one. So when I'm out here doing an inspection for you all and stuff, I'm actually doing your insurance inspections. I'm doing every inspection that is out there and stuff, so I don't have to remember which inspection this one actually is that I'm doing and stuff. So you're getting them all.
Treat them all the same.
Yes, every single one of them is the same. So you get pretty good inspection, I think. But any other questions?
What's one of the craziest things you've caught at an inspection?
Oh my God. I can tell you the most recent one.
I wonder what you're gonna tell them.
Yes, the most recent one, $1.25 million home. I want to make sure I put that out there so that everyone will know that it's not just your smaller homes or anything and stuff. And I'm not going to name the company because I don't advertise for people and stuff, but y'all are familiar with some of these homes that are being built really fast.
Yeah.
People are saying they're being built too fast. Those homes are solid. That's the one thing I'm going to tell you. It is solid. They are solidly built, and they come with one of the best home warranties out there. So I'm going to say that about those inexpensive homes that we're building real fast. But this particular house I just did the other day, and you can see that purple finger right there. Sorry, that's a ring finger. That's not my middle finger. But that purple finger right there. I'm doing this, and I was actually training a young man to do an inspection, to become an inspector, and I'm talking to him about safety and things as well. The craziest part about this, where we're in the master bathroom, and I'm talking to him, and I open up the shower door. Shower door glass is about this thick. Big, tall, heavy door. It came off the hinges as I'm doing like this, and I'm turning. Well, the door hits my shoulder. Got a nice bruise here. Got some cuts and stuff on my hand, my arm, and everything. So as the door came down and shattered. Yes. $1.25 million home. Okay. So these, like I said, man built these, so it doesn't matter if it's $100,000 house or $1 million home. These things happen. Well, as I explained to the young man, this has never happened before, so we checked it out and everything. The hinges on that particular door and stuff. Also, the home was almost 25 years old. The weight of that door, at some point, it was going to eventually break. It broke at the right time when the home inspector was there. But I wasn't through. Some told me I should stop right then. So we're going through the house and everything. I take him into the garage, and it's got an oversized garage, 14-foot ceiling. So I'm explaining to him why I start on the exterior of the home. I'm looking for not just efficiency, but I know I have to go into an attic. I know I have to go into a crawl space. I'm looking for ways wildlife can get into those areas also, because I have to go inspect these areas. So I'm explaining to him, how to inspect the attic. Well, I go up the attic steps, the ladder, go up the attic ladder, and I'm at the very top of the ladder, and I'm flashing my flashlight, and I tell them, take your cell phone with your camera. Don't stick your head up in there. Stick your hand in the phone with your flashlight first. And I turned like this, and the ladder went down.
Oh my God.
With me. Okay. As I'm laying there on the concrete, and I'll make this story funny and quick, okay? As I'm laying there on the concrete and stuff, first thing that I thought was, isn't your life supposed to flash before your eyes? My life never flashed before my eyes. And so I joked with my wife, my girlfriend and my mom. I was joking with them and stuff, and I said, I gotta get a life now. Okay, I'm working too much to my life didn't even flash before my eyes. But good thing, only thing I got out of it was a smashed finger and stuff. I didn't break anything or anything, but at that point, yes, it was time to go. And the next day, I go back to finish up the home and everything, so I checked it out really well to see what was it that I could have done differently, what was going on. And like I said, the bathroom, the shower door and stuff, it was the weight of that door and those hinges and stuff. The glass finally just broke loose from it. The attic, the attic ladder, they did not install it properly when they originally installed it. They used the wrong type of nails. They used finishing nails instead of framing nails. The entire frame of that door and the frame, the door, everything was laying on top of me. I'm laying on top of the ladder and my finger was up under the ladder and stuff, and that's how that finger happened. But that was one of the craziest things.
He was like, I picked the wrong. He was like, I quit now.
Yes. Now, I have been questioned ever since then who's responsible
Right.
for repairing that.
Who's responsible for your claim?
Right.
Like I said, I'm a veteran. I just went over to the emergency room and got x-rays, make sure nothing was broken and everything. I'm going to try to file an insurance claim or anything like that. But we got a broken shower door and we got a broken ladder that's
repair it.
Oh, no. My job as a home inspector is to find deficiencies. I found them. I was there doing a job for my client. I found problems for my client. I write up the report. We need to repair or replace the shower door, and we need to repair the attic ladder properly by a qualified contractor.
Right.
So it was written up. So no, it does not fall back on me or anything. That's between the home buyer and the seller of the property. They negotiate that stuff.
Was the buyer there?
No one was there. That was just me and the young man that I was training.
Wow.
I'm just glad someone was there, because if you would have heard the way he screamed out, he thought my leg was broken, and I was fine until he said, "Mr. Perry, your leg," and I turned and my leg was twisted up in the ladder. It looked like it was broken and everything. Now, I was fine until he said your leg. I was, but other than that and stuff, that's one of the craziest things. But I got trust me.
Wow.
There's things that you wouldn't believe. I never say I've seen it all. I'm gonna say that because tomorrow I can see something totally different that I haven't seen. Well, let me stop and go back and stuff. Even your best home inspector, and like Shannon said, there's 3 master inspectors in the state of Arkansas. Even your best home inspectors, we run into things that we haven't seen before. Okay, everything's evolving, everything's changing constantly. Well, as I was training this young man, we're walking around, did not find an air conditioning unit. Now, I had been inside the house already, and this house, of course, the size of it was almost 9,000 square feet. Wow. Four thermostats are what I found inside the house, but I didn't find an air conditioning unit. Blew my mind. We kept walking around, man, there's got to be a unit outside somewhere. They have to be outside somewhere.
It was at the top.
They got these geothermal air conditioners. No, they're getting the power.
From down below in the corridor.
Yes. so it's not connected or anything outside. It was in the crawl space up under the house and everything, and they're drawing energy from the earth. That's the reason why. I had to do some research to find out what is going on. But that was something that was new. That's only the second one I've ever ran into in my entire career. So with those geothermals, and they're great. They're very expensive. They pay for themselves over time. That and tankless water heaters, I recommend both. If you ever have a home built or something, look into it. They cost a little extra money, but over time they will pay for themselves with your utility bill. Appreciate your time, guys. If y'all have any questions or anything stuff, my phone number, call me, text me. My number is 501-960-4044. Call me, questions. I tell everyone, if you don't use me for your inspector, and as your inspector, please get someone. It's those hidden things that you will find out, once you purchase the property that I've had plenty of people say, I wish I would have gotten an inspector. It's worth that $300, $400, $500, trust me, for that peace of mind.
Survey.
So there is a survey, if you all will fill that out. Thank you guys for coming. I do have a buyer's lead form there if you're interested. Yes, if you will fill that out, I will give you a call and contact you, and we can set up our first consultation and kind of go over your needs, wants, and your next steps. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. I am Shannon Smith. Shannon seals deals with SSD Realty Group. And my number, you have my card. I'm sorry, my card is on the desk. So my number's on there, my email address is on there. And I look forward to working with you. And hey, tell a friend and tell a friend. I will be happy to work with any of you. Let me tell you, this is rough because normally this class is 3 to 4 hours. My home buyers class are normally 3 to 4 hours, so I'm trying to talk real fast and trying to get